Hey everyone, welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. It's great to be here as always. Thank you for watching and happy Sunday, everybody. Today we're talking about a situation that has been ongoing for a couple of years. It's happening to one of my friends. You will recognize this man as Josh from Black Diamond Guns and Gear, and he's being sued for shooting on his own property. As someone who shoots on his own property, this kind of hits a little bit close to home. If you shoot on your property and it's entirely normal, then I'd like to hear you sound off in the comment section down below. What we're going to do is Josh has actually cut a little snippet for us to tell us kind of in his own words what's going down. We're going to hit the sponsor slot really quick, and I'm going to let Josh tell you in his own words what is happening to him and explain the situation. Today's video is brought to you by Mission First Tactical, and many of you will recognize Mission First as an accessory company, but it is much more than that. They have diversified into holsters, bags, drinkware, and a whole bunch of other items. Now, today, what we're highlighting is their new Acro chest pack, something that is very applicable to my hikers out there, but there's a variety of other things that you could use it for. And I can tell you, I have a pack like this that I've used in long backwoods hikes before, and this is far superior. I will be having a full video coming out on this thing here pretty shortly. And remember that Mission First Tactical offers all of you a discount code. We have two codes, one for everything all the time, and then anything that is getting ready to go away, we have a 40 to 60% off code that runs continuously. All that information is linked over at the affiliates page for you to run down. Special thanks to Mission First Tactical for making today's video possible. All right, Josh, what did you do? And why are you getting sued?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate Curtis actually taking the time to make this video for me. And it's basically to inform people that here at Black Diamond Guns and Gear, if you don't know already, if you're not watching our channel, we are being sued for shooting on our own property. And I say our, it's me. I'm being sued for shooting on my own property. In Tennessee, in Blount County, Tennessee, I live out basically in the middle of nowhere in farmland, but I created like a $10,000 range that I thought was very safe. I dug into the hillside. Like, it's not like we're in the middle of a subdivision here, guys. So we're out here. We are out here. And basically, I have a neighbor that just does not like the noise. And so I'm being sued, and she's trying to make me stop shooting. That's period. That's the only thing it has to do. A lot of people want to think like, oh, you must have done something wrong. I truly have done nothing wrong. It's not a criminal suit. It's not anything like that. I haven't done anything unsafe at all. And she's trying to allege that I'm running a commercial property in a residential area. And that's how, honestly, that's how they got it into court. They said, hey, we think this guy's running a commercial range in a residential area. And also, I don't like the noise. So if they had left the commercial range aspect out, they'd be like, oh, well, hey, I don't like the way this guy's making noise. Then they would have said, you know, tough titty, move on, because it's not, you know, there's no noise ordinance in Blount County, so we can't do anything about it. But the fact that they said, hey, wait a minute, this guy has a YouTube channel, he's probably making money off YouTube, which isn't very much, and we know he has a business license for that, so that means that he's running a commercial range. Well, the zoning commissioner says that's not a commercial range, and we have an affidavit for that. So there's not a commercial range. There's not anything being done unsafe, and I'm just being put through the ringer for the last 4 years because somebody doesn't like the noise of me shooting in the country where there's no noise ordinance. And it's not like I'm doing it at crazy hours. We have always been respectful of people in that sense, even though we really don't have to. We have always been respectful of that. We've never done anything crazy. I don't think we've ever done anything before 10 a.m. probably, 9, 10 a.m. And we've never done anything past 4 or 5 o'clock. You can see it in any of the videos we've done, which we've only done 16 out of the 450, 500 videos that we have on our channel, which were videos from before we moved up here and, you know, videos afterwards also. So we've done very minimal videos down here, and the fact is because our neighbor was like, well, I don't like your noise, I'm going to sue you over it. So it's happening now, and I finally, after 4 years, have a court date of the 23rd and 24th of this month, which is next week, at 9 a.m. at the Blount County Justice Center if you're at all in the area or you're at all interested in this case, because this case honestly sets a precedent for future, because this has never been done in Tennessee before. Nothing like this has ever been done here. People have probably been sued for shooting on their own property. I mean, on other people's property, like, hunting, that kind of thing, trespassing. But nobody has ever been sued in the state of Tennessee for shooting on their own property, doing nothing wrong other than just doing what anybody else will be doing. The only thing is, neighbor just doesn't like noise and wants to control the situation. That's all there is to it. So I'm just asking people, if they live in the area, I would love it if we could pack out that courtroom and let everybody know how the 2A stands in Tennessee, how this is a 2A state legally. It's been a 2A state for a while, but I want to show that this is a 2A state and the reasons why we want to keep our Second Amendment rights. This has everything to do with Second Amendment rights. This has everything to do with them trying to suppress 2A rights. I have had an injunction on me for the past 4 years, and basically has state that I can't shoot on my property and do what I want. Basically, I can't shoot on my property, I can't film it, and I can't put it on YouTube for money. That's what's been going on for the past 4 years. That's the reason why I haven't been able to shoot on my own range, in my own backyard. I haven't not been able to shoot for 4 years and do what I want, which is basically record the videos. So I'm asking anybody that's interested in seeing how this process turns out and to put as many butts in the seats in the courtroom. It's a completely free, open bench trial, and I would really, really appreciate it if you have any interest in this case to let's show up in numbers and show how the 2A is, how it stands in Tennessee. It's in Blount County, like I said, Blount County Justice Center at 9 a.m. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much, Curtis, for making this video, get the word out there, and hopefully I'll see you guys there.
Now, as I mentioned, this strikes a little bit close to home for me because we do our testing like right out there. Now, granted, our situation is considerably different than his is in that we have several hundred acres that surround the shooting range that we use. But that doesn't mean that somebody who's just being a pain in the butt or is an anti-Second Amendment person can't lodge a complaint. In fact, we've had complaints out here before of automatic weapons fire, and I remember that last time that happened, we actually figured out where the complaint originated from, and they are literally 1.5 miles away. And we were shooting a suppressed fully automatic weapon that day. So it was like, really? What's even more comical about that is that there is literally a shooting range, as in an actual commercial shooting range. Well, I don't actually know that it's technically a commercial. It's a sportsman's club between us and them. And then, of course, everybody around here shoots on their own property because we're unzoned out here. But again, that doesn't mean that somebody can't be a dick if they don't like the Second Amendment or just don't like freedom and people having fun, right? They can do things to harass you through law enforcement. And bringing ourselves back home to what Josh has got going on, I wanted to bring this whole thing to your attention because a similar mechanism might be used against you someday. Now, what I did is I went and actually read the injunction that is against him. It's a temporary injunction. What that means is that the court's like, hey, we don't have time to figure this out today. We're going to set a court date, and in the future, we'll figure this out. But in the interim, here are the rules for how things can operate. And basically, what the court said to him is you can't shoot anything that is for profit on your property because the court recognizes you have a Second Amendment right. We can't bar you from shooting on your property, but you can't film it and put it on the internet. Have you ever filmed anything and put it on the internet? Because if you have, then you're probably subject to some kind of monetization scheme somewhere, even if you've never actually been paid for it. And what the court is saying here is, that might be considered commercial activity. And that, even though like somebody like me operates as a business and Josh is operating as a business, that doesn't necessarily mean that the range itself is operating as a commercial range. In fact, if you look up the revised code in Tennessee as it pertains to this, as far as the definition of sports shooting range is concerned, the only thing that I can really find that would differentiate a range like this as something that isn't protected by Second Amendment, and then, of course, the regulations, specifically sports shooting ranges provisions, is if it is a range that allows the public to access it for this kind of activity. And that is not what he's doing. As someone who operates a range very similar to the kind of business model that he's talking about, that is not what happens. I mean, you guys have seen our setup out here. We try to do a good job, but the purpose of the Tennessee provisions is to protect Second Amendment protected conduct and make sure that there is a place for that to happen. Now, I think that there is a substantive argument that could be made for regulations on ranges that their whole business model is to bring thousands of people onto the premises every year and shoot millions of rounds of ammunition. You have to make sure that those places are safe, right? You don't want like an indoor range to have their walls shot through and things like that, right? I think we can all get on the same page of that. That is substantially different than what we're talking about here in somebody who might shoot a couple thousand rounds a year at their range for the purposes of some other related activity that isn't for the purpose of providing a public space for people to do this sort of thing. I guess what I will say in closing is that Josh has a video out that is kind of like a tour of the property and kind of a layout of what he's done to make it applicable and kind of what's being argued about in the thing. I'll have that video linked in all the relevant places for you guys to run down. And I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Thanks for tuning in to the VSO Gun Channel. Good luck out there to Josh. If you're in the area, in the Tennessee area, and you want to run down there and sit in on his court case, then that would be cool if you would do that and then report back. And I guess we will be following up on this after the court date is finalized. So hopefully we'll have an update for you guys in this in relative short order, sometime this week maybe. Bye.